Hello, everybody, and welcome to your reading. In this reading, we are going to reveal the heart of your divine masculine, whether soulmate or twin flame. And we are also going to take a look at the soul contract that you guys share for this life journey to see what's going on, why it's happening, and what you are ultimately meant to evolve into. So you have 4 different masculines to choose from. I will start with the first masculine. There are timestamps for the other ones below. Hello. So with this first masculine, this is a very, very strong man. He may seem mysterious, but he is very straightforward. He truly follows a calling within, all right, represented by the spiral here. He truly follows an inner calling. He may be aware or unaware of this. He may say, I follow my instincts, I follow my intuition, I follow my heart, I follow my soul. There's just an internal calling with this masculine, and it has to feel right deep inside for him, okay? And the key here that represents him is he's very straightforward. He's a very simple man, okay? He may seem mysterious, but he's truly not. This is a very honest person, okay? And just depending on where he's at in his life journey and his evolution will be contingent upon how well he is in that energy. He is genuinely a very honest person. As he grows and matures through life, it's like he's the justice card. He turns into a very, very honest, truthful, loyal person. He stands for justice. Okay, this is a fair person, a very deep person. He feels things all the way into his soul, but he's not one to really express the inner emotion. He's not a super emotional person externally. Doesn't mean that he doesn't feel it and it's not going on deep within. He just doesn't express it a whole lot, okay? He is very simple, yet he comes across as quite mysterious. And he truly follows like this inner pull, this inner calling, okay? So let's look at how he views this connection with you, the positive of this connection, something that's very special and sacred and unique to just you or the connection he shares with you. And oh, so we've got friendship coming through. And this says, the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. So one of the best qualities that he sees about your connection is the way that you guys are friends, the commons that you guys have with each other, the way that you have fun, the way that you guys are silly, the way that he can talk to you, he can tell you anything, you understand, you get him, all right? And this could be for those of you in union, or maybe you are in separation right now, okay? This is a general read, but this masculine really values the connection of friendship. And that's important with this masculine because remember, he's not so much emotionally based. It's about truth and loyalty for this masculine. So this here, for him to see you as like this is a very valuable part of the connection, is the friend he has in you, is everything, okay? That's a big deal for this person right here. He just, not very many people truly know him, okay? Again, he feels very mysterious, but beyond that, he's just simple. There's not like anything he's really hiding. He's just not super open about stuff. And so those who really get to know him, it's a big deal to him. And you are one of those people. You know his secrets. You know his heart. You know his soul. So he really values you in that regard, okay? So let's see what he sees as a shadow energy of this connection or an obstacle, a big challenge. And I just want you to look at the image there and see what comes to you. So with this, he sees you guys having a lot of power struggles with each other, like a lot of clashing of ideas at times. Energy's not always being in balance with each other because this is about superiority. Okay, so on the high end, you guys have this amazing connection. He trusts you, you're his best friend. On the low end, he does feel a power struggle. So you both probably have very strong personalities, okay? Or you have strong emotions and he has a very strong personality because he's more in his head about things, okay? He follows this inner calling, but like I said, I'm not sure he's aware of what that really means or what's even going on with that. It's just got to feel right inside for him. So he is more of like perception, experiencing, and analyzing through the mental body, where you feel more as perceiving, experiencing, and analyzing through the emotional body. So that can cause a lot of, butting of heads over here, because the way you see and feel and the way you try to express that, it's like, I don't understand. And the way he sees and feels and he's expressing that to you, you're like, I don't get it. Like, you feel empty. Like, can't you go deeper? And he's like, you're going too deep. All right. So that is something that you guys have to work on. If we're in union right now, like, is that struggle of power, struggle to really understand where the other is coming from at times. And if we're in separation, that's probably a big part of what separated you. So let's pull a heart message from him. I want you in my life. I'm not sure how that would work just yet. Okay, so many of you are separated from this soulmate or this twin flame at this time. Okay, you're separated. Not all of you, obviously. But with this, for those of you who are not separated, I want you in my life. I'm just not sure how that would work. That goes back to this. Like, I really want us to overcome this challenge. Those of you in separation, he's not happy about that, okay? He wants you in his life. He's just trying to figure it out in his head. So let's, in his head, right? Oh, man, this poor guy, he probably gets stuck in indecision at times. He could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, so I was going to pull an ego, and we had to pop out. So I'm enchanted by you. It prevents me from being authentic with you, and I haven't learned from our experiences. I will only hurt you again. All right, so he's growing right now. He's got a lot that he has to work through. I'm enchanted by you. It prevents me from being authentic with you. So there are things about you that are so captivating for him, that it's just hard for him to see beyond that at times, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes they say a very attractive person is the loneliest person, because most people can't get past the attractive outer and care to see what's deep down inside, okay? And that's how you feel at times with him, because he's mental, you are emotional, and it's coming through right here. I'm very attracted to you, and that could be where you feel like he is, you know, most interested. Like, sometimes you may question, does it even go deeper than that for him? It does, but he has a little evolving to do. And then I haven't learned from our experiences. I will only hurt you again. And so if you guys are in union, you know, you got some more things to work through before you get beyond this challenge of the power struggle. Those of you who are in separation, this is a big reason why, because he needs to evolve beyond the mental process. Like, he's got some emotional evolution to do, which is probably a big part of why you are made so emotional and he is made so mental. All right, that's probably part of your soul contract, and we're going to look at that in a minute. But he's to teach you to be like stronger emotionally, and learn how to use the mental body over the emotional body sometimes, because in some situations you think with your heart when you really need to be thinking with your head. And for him, in some situations, he's always thinking with his head when he should be thinking with his heart, okay? Not some, all. And so you are here to help really kind of balance him out, and him to really balance you out, okay? But he's evolving right now. He's got some work to do. So let's pull some more messages from him or about this connection. We'll see whatever Spirit brings through. All right. I just want you to see the artwork for a minute and see if that triggers anything for you. Playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So playful and friendship, like you are truly his best buddy, okay? You are. There is nobody that he has as much fun with as you, not even his best friend, because there is a special intimacy to your connection. It goes beyond friendship. And you know, now that I see this, it could be where he kind of treats you like friends with benefits, but he really opens up to you, he reveals to you, he takes it deeper, but yet he keeps things kind of like at an arm's distance, all right? So you probably get very frustrated and you don't understand him a lot. And like I said, he seems mysterious, but trust me, he is a very simple man. And the connection of the friendship, the fun, the silliness, the deeper intimacy with you is very special to him, okay? So Spirit has brought that up a couple times now. So you probably really need to know that and hear that. The next card is this right here. So just take a look at the artwork. And this says, trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So for you, the one watching this, it's about you coming into more of a trust of this connection and the way things are unfolding, and don't have any like agenda of how you think this should come together, how it should unfold, because you have a soul contract, and that's the way things are going to happen here. So Spirit's saying you have this very special bond, okay, that he does not have with anybody else. But there's some evolving that he's got to go through, and you've got to really trust and just let the situation flow and not worry about it, not be anxious about it, not obsess about it, because the way it's going to work is according to your soul contract, all right? So let's take a look at that. Let's pull some cards about your soul contract. Repeating cycles and lessons. So you guys signed up to learn a lot of life lessons through each other in this incarnation. Change yourself. You both are going to transform and evolve quite a bit through this connection and your journey. Mutual spiritual mission. So this coming out, you guys are of the same vibration, okay? No question. And there's going to come a point where your heart spaces are open equally and connected to each other properly. And that's part of his maturing emotionally. And, for you, this is there's like this emotional strength that you're gaining through this, and you're gonna start learning when you need to choose with your heart and when you need to choose with your head, even when it involves the masculine here, the love of your life. Okay, you're growing very strong and empowered through the way he behaves, making you feel disempowered. Okay, and you really trigger emotions that he doesn't want to experience, that overwhelm him, but that's part of the contract. So this is an absolute confirmation that this is your one. Okay, and you guys will come into this in mutual spiritual mission. Some of you out there watching this, both of you could be very spiritually gifted, and you're having this awakening, and after this takes place, you're gonna do work for spirit together that involves humanity. And wow, look at that next, long-term separation. So I'm gonna just say with this, probably not in union right now. I was trying to read this for both sides, but we got it there and now we got it there. So truly feel that you guys are absolutely separated, and with long-term separation, that is part of your contract. Okay, so those of you who have been separated, it's not, I know it feels bad and you don't like it, but you guys signed up for that because of this emotional growth that you both are receiving, okay, through each other, through your connection with each other. And you guys are going to be the greatest facilitator of change within each other, whether together or in separation. Okay, it's like you guys are going to have many back and forths because you have a lot of different lessons you signed up for with each other. And, then we have change yourself, beautiful transformation happening within you. And so with change yourself and then mutual spiritual mission, you both are also meant to awaken each other spiritually, ignite the other. And once you guys meet, even though you're separated and you may see other people, they may see other people, this connection is never forgotten or far away from your heart and thoughts or their heart and thoughts. Okay, there's just this major power struggle and imbalance of intention and energy, though he really feels drawn into you and the safety of you, the harbor of you, the understanding of you, the nurturing of you, the way that you just get him. But the emotions that come after that really overwhelms him, and he probably, when he's feeling emotionally overstimulated, would cause fights, maybe refuse to give a real solid commitment. And it could be very confusing for you because you feel the depth of the closeness and the connection that you share. It's just he's got to have this awakening and get in tune with his emotional body, or you guys are going to always have this power struggle. And so the separation is the best thing, okay, because that allows you both to grow and evolve. And it's like he needs to grow and evolve without the safety net of you and your love and your affection. Otherwise, it's like without you even trying to, it enables him to remain emotionally immature. All right, so let's pull a few more cards. And then we'll go deeper into his emotions about you specifically. Perfectionism, Eight of Gems. So this would be the Eight of Pentacles, and we're looking at this repeating cycles and lessons. So yeah, this is to let you know you guys signed up for a lot of life lessons, and with all this green to really activate, expand, evolve the heart chakra, the heart space, okay? Next is Six of Roses, victory. But you guys are intended through your soul contract to, you know, conquer this, to complete this with this Six of Roses, okay? You are meant to do all of this and then come back together in a beautiful union. Under Change Yourself, we got Six of Wings and Passage with the Three of Gems worked. So, this is talking about how you both, through the separation after coming into union and meeting each other, you both have some work to do to change, to transform, all right? And after that, this passage, you know, that talks to me about that spiritual awakening, and it's butterflies, it's a transformation, and you both just really mature and become different people, okay? But it does take some work here. Under Mutual Spiritual Mission, we have Four of Wings. So there's something about both of you that is very healing to other people. And we've got the Hermit, introspection. Okay, so this could be a Virgo. That's the first court card we've gotten. But what I see with this is this mutual spiritual mission. You guys are healers, okay? This could be spiritual. This could be Reiki, holistic. It could be nurse, doctor, caregiver of some kind. You know, you both, there's just a lot of healing energy and aspects about the two of you, and that's partly why you connect to each other so well, okay? So you guys are meant to do a lot of healing this life journey for other people. Under long-term separation, we have the Three of Roses, opportunity, which would be the Three of Wands. So it's like waiting for a long time there. And the King of Shells, the visionary, for your king to return. Okay, so this could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. All right. This masculine, but also doesn't have to mean that he's air. It doesn't have to mean he's water. It just means like you are waiting for him to awaken to his true emotional body through the King of Shells, like him to evolve into this. That's when he's ready to commit and be the man that he's supposed to be. And this happens during this long-term separation between the two of you. So that is in your soul contract, but also you guys, you know, based on your soul evolution and all of that, before coming into this incarnation, you had everything helping you that you would achieve all these lessons you both set out to learn through each other in this journey, okay? And you will get there, both of you. It's in your soul contract. It's just he needs to mature, and you do in your own way as well. So let's get into his true emotions for you. We had one fly out. We have boundaries. And this is talking about, you know, how he is very closed. Because look at this, we've got emotional baggage. He really hides that, not just from you, but from everybody. He's ego consciousness and passionate intimacy. Yeah, he just really is vibing in that intimate energy about you guys and the connection. All right, the next card is intimate conversation, and it goes back to that friendship. Gosh, so for him, he's very ego conscious right now. He's very 3D still, okay? He's got a bit of awakening to do, and he's closed off. He's got some emotional baggage that he doesn't talk to you or anybody else about, really, okay? And when he's thinking about you, he's really drawn into the physical intimacy, as well as we have this intimate conversation, that friendship energy, that close bond in that way where he can, be open and authentic with you. So that's where he's at. He's really hiding his emotions, even through this reading, because when we're tapping into another's energy, we have to ask permission from their higher self, right? Because they have their right to privacy and what wants to be revealed and not revealed, okay? And so even in this reading, his higher self is blocking the true heart space, okay? And that's because that is how strong that is for him. He really guards himself, his heart. He keeps people at an arm's distance. I mean, look at that. And it's because there is a lot of pain within that he just doesn't talk about, and he doesn't properly work through himself either. Okay, so even in this reading, connecting to his soul, even his soul is like, nope, this is private, all right? So we'll pull some tarot and see if anything will come out more. But he is very, very blocked. He is very blocked. And the only thing that, he's really revealing is this deep connection. Like he can trust you and be vulnerable and open with you. And also the intimacy, the physical intimacy. And again, for him, like, that's everything, because he just isn't really open to, like, the depth of himself yet. Okay, so we have the Three of Wings, which is sorrow, and that's under the boundaries. We have the Three of Roses, opportunity. King of Shells, so we've got that King of Shells energy again. And so look at ego consciousness, King of Shells. This King of Shells is absolutely him. He is too much in his ego, in his mind, rather than his emotions, okay? And next is the Six of Gems, generosity. So it's like he kind of strings you along, or really strung you along. That's what it felt like. And then Three of Shells again. Okay, so we've got, out of 5 cards, 3 threes. So I kind of feel like he either got really burned by a third party situation in the past, and that's this emotional baggage that we're, stewing on deep within and hiding, or this three third party sort of connection situation happened between the two of you, okay? And that maybe what separated you and really hurt you, because we have 3 of them here. All right, that means something. Now, with the 3, that could also be talking about like 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. It's going to be different for all of you, as this is a general. But he has some hurt deep within that he stews on. It festers, and that prevents him from truly emotionally connecting with anybody. This guy is emotionally unavailable in every sense of the word, okay? And it's because he doesn't deal with what's happened. And so, he's stuck in his ego because that's where it feels safe. And when the emotions he starts feeling them, that's when we disconnect. That's when we pull away. That's when we self-sabotage. That's when we do things here that really hurt you. And it's a defense mechanism for him. And he doesn't realize how self-sabotaging that is and how painful and deep that cuts you. I haven't learned from our experiences. I will only hurt you again. He's just, it's an emotional issue with him. And so you've probably felt like just a friend with benefits, and you're like, that's crappy and I don't like that. But for this guy, like, that's love for him. That's true love for him, because there's a part of him that has not activated emotionally, and you are facilitating that. It's very uncomfortable for him. This is not somebody who is comfortable with emotions whatsoever, okay? So he's just got to evolve beyond this. And that's why we are in separation. That's why we are apart. And he misses you. He misses the energy of you, the essence of you, how fun you are, the way that you just get him and understand him. But that emotional stuff, woo, that just spooks him. So let's pull you some advice. Who you are. Oh, I'm sorry. You are who you are because of your history. All of it has helped you grow in love and wisdom. Every experience has blessed you in some way. Embrace the past and forgive anything that needs forgiving. And your soulmate's love surrounds you this very moment. Stop and feel it. Unconditional love glowing through the eternal flames of oneness. A spiritual union of two souls radiating light for the entire world to feel. Oh my gosh. This message, I've got to find the card. I've got to find the card. Hold on. Tell me not. For the whole world to feel. Mutual spiritual mission. You see those hearts? This is you and your soulmate, your twin flame here. He will evolve. You will evolve, and you will come back together for this energy. This is beautiful. It just confirms when we pulled this card, looking at the soul contract. There you go. So those are your messages about your divine masculine's heart, where he's at, what's going on with him, and your soul contract with him. I hope that this has helped, and I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello. So with this second masculine, this is a man who is outdoorsy, an adventurer, okay? He could really like camping, fishing, hunting, hiking, mountain biking, four-wheeling, okay? This is a man who gets dirty. He might work on cars, all right? Most people would not attribute femininity to this masculine at all right? He is manly man type of guy, and he's very complex though, okay? Because the key that comes with him, this is what it looks like. He is very complex, okay? And he's meant to go through 3 major like transitions, awakenings in this life journey, okay? And some of this could involve you. But there are 3 major turning points in his life, and then he just really evolves into this higher level being, thinking, and understanding. He is complex. There are layers to him. I feel sometimes he's very open and emotional and shares, and other times he is really like closed off, like he goes back and forth, okay? This is just a man who, he's a good man, he is, but he has to go through 3 major turning points in this life journey. And you know, some of those definitely involve you. It could be 1, 2, or all 3, but that's significant for him and his evolution. All right, so let's pull a card and see what he feels the strongest attribute of your guys' connection is for him, what he really appreciates. Oh, sorry, that's my kitty getting into something he's not supposed to be into. Okay, transparency. He loves your vulnerability and his ability to be totally authentic with you. The energy of transparency supports our expansion towards a higher vibrational state of being with more insight, honesty, and clarity. So he really appreciates his connection to you, whether we're in union or we're separated right now, where he can be his true, vulnerable, authentic self with you. And that's why he's sometimes really deep and emotional, and other times, you know, it's like knocking on a hollow tree. It's because he's very, again, manly. He's very tapped into that solar plexus energy. However, with you, there's this comfort, this safety that allows him to be his whole self, to show all the different layers of himself. And I feel that is a very rare thing for this masculine, okay? So he really honors and respects and loves that part of your connection to him, is that he can be his full self to you and you still love him. All right, so let's pull a card and see which area he feels is a challenge or a struggle within your connection. It's like total safety in your arms for him. In fact, this is a man that probably doesn't cry, almost never. And you are probably one of a few, if not the only one, who's ever really seen him cry. All right? He's just a very strong person, and he wants to have that manly front. All right, so take a look at the image and just see what jumps out at you. So with this, he really feels that you project a lot of meaning where there's nothing there. So I'm trying to think of an example to help you understand what that means. It's like he could do some things that seem like a little weird or a little off over a course of time, and you will personally and mentally know each one of those things and then string them together and then come up with your own story and then like lay it on him. Like, this is what you're doing. This is what's really going on. And so that's like the way, now whether you're doing that or not, that's what he perceives, okay? And the reason for that is, again, because he is very open at times, and other times he's very closed off. So when he's closed off, it's confusing to you, and you are going to think, and you might overanalyze and maybe spin stories that aren't there. And you could say, well, I feel something. You feel something, but don't overanalyze. Not with this guy. He is very complex. The standard meanings, you know, generalized meanings, where if somebody's gaslighting you, ghosting you, stringing you along, playing games, all that doesn't really apply to this person. He is kind of like marching to the beat of his own drum. He is very complex. Okay, so what you may have learned through experience of dating, if he's doing some of those weird like things, it doesn't mean the same thing with him. Okay, if he's overly friendly to somebody, you know, another female or another male, just depending on your gender, it's like he's very friendly, he's very open, he's very warm. He likes to, you know, make people feel good. And so from an outside perspective, you could think, oh, you're flirting, you're doing this, you're doing that, when he's really not. Like, and that may cause arguments and fights. And sometimes, just depending on his mood, I think sometimes he does try to intentionally provoke you, or if we're in a separation, in the past he has, because he knows your vulnerabilities as you know his, okay? And sometimes I feel like he will intentionally do things just to get you going and to trigger you, which is not very nice. Just to prove to himself, you know, when he's setting you up for it, he's like setting you up for this fall. Well, let me do this because I know that's going to, you know, get him going. And so I just feel with him, the standard rules don't really apply to him because he's very complex, and he's not motivated by the typical things that, you know, most people are. He's just deep. So let's pull some, actually, we're going to pull a heart message first. Let's pull a heart message from him. All right. Well, we had two heart messages jump out. What do we have here? I failed at loving you. I'm flawed and need to figure myself out. I've been dreaming about you. It really affects me. So this to me is obviously a separated situation. Okay. Or you guys have been in like a struggle, a challenge recently. He knows what he does. Okay, he knows what he needs to change. He knows he has failed you somehow, some way, and we're going to pull more cards to get deeper into that. But he dreams about you. It really affects him. He misses you a lot, okay, because you are home base. The way he could be his true self, he can't find that comfort with anybody else but you, and he misses that. And he realizes, I'm flawed here. I need to figure myself out. I need to get it together. So he is definitely aware, all right? He is aware of himself and his flaws, which is good. Let's take a look at his ego and see what potential block for him is. All right, well, there we go. I try to control everything because I don't feel very in control of myself. Okay, so that's actually, out of all the ego messages, that's actually not too bad. Okay, he's just still in the process of learning how to totally master himself. Okay, and the way he can just be himself and flow with you, I do think that that spooks him at times, because again, he's not always that transparent and open with just anybody. Okay, and he likes people to think that he is strong. He's a protector, a provider. This energy here, it's like he wants people to see him as very manly, and that's a flaw within him. Okay, that could due to his upbringing, that could be just different things that society has drilled into his head. So he really struggles when he feels out of control emotionally with himself, and that's why he could come across as very dominating, controlling. He could get jealous about the same exact things that you do, but try to justify it, why it's okay for him to feel that way and not you to feel that way, because he's, he knows what his intentions are at all times, but he doesn't know what yours are. At least that could be his story. Okay, he's a tricky one. He is a tricky one. Let's pull some more messages about him. All right, so this is the artwork. Just want you to look at it. It's so beautiful. And it says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense, where he triggers you, he pushes your buttons intentionally, because he gets very insecure as well. And he does that to make sure of his place in your heart. So when he's trying to make you jealous and trigger you, it's to validate for himself, okay, I'm still very important here. All right. And the same goes for you. Like, I think you struggle with security about him. Okay, so this is definitely a lesson that both of you are working on through each other, this life journey. But let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. So you both are working on this right now, and it's probably a bit of a struggle, I just there could be a little bit of some codependency going on between the two of you yet the two of you as well. I was going to say the two of you yet. Because like I said, with you, he can't like feel that familiarity, that home base, that this is where I belong type of energy with anybody else. And for you, I feel like you just feel it in the soul, like you know you are my one, you are where I belong. So it makes you both quite possessive of the other. But I do feel like he plays some games with you and intentionally tries to make you jealous at times, all right? And here is the next message. And it says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So there you go. He really does love you. He cares about you. And he knows he's wrong. Okay? He does. He might act immature at times, but he's smart. He is. He gets it. Okay, he's pretty wise being here, but he may play the dumb card occasionally, just when he doesn't want to deal with it, you know. And again, I do feel that he intentionally tries to trigger you and upset you at times because he needs that rush. He needs that assurance that he is number one in your world, even if we're not together, okay? He does struggle with some ego issues, but it's not as bad as I've seen in some readings, okay? Like, he's got a sense of himself and what he's doing, and he really does miss you a great deal, all right? A great deal. So let's take a look at your soul contract, and then we will look at his deeper emotions for you. Mutual spiritual awakening. Yeah, nice. You are part of one of these awakenings, major transformations in his journey, and him for you as well, because this is mutual. Maturity, and that's one of your lessons that you guys are gaining through each other, both very wise, but some emotional growth and maturity. Deep regret, and that's over here. Okay, that's over here. He knows. Soul consciousness. You guys are truly soulmates. And look at that empathic connection. So he feels you very deep. Don't think otherwise, okay? He does. He feels you quite deep. And in this journey, you guys are really meant to awaken to the depth of what a soul connection is. And it goes beyond the romanticized version of love, okay? You guys achieve something much greater than that. You both are the facilitator of a great spiritual awakening within. And through that process, there are lessons, and a lot of maturity is gained by both of you. And this deep regret, this lesson, really feels attached to this masculine energy right here, okay? He's going to do some things, you know, within your connection that he deeply regrets, but through that regret, that's where he evolves, grows, and changes into this, all right? This is what you guys are meant to evolve into, is this soul consciousness and empathic connection where it's understood on both sides. It's not taken for granted. There's no desire to control or to trap, because you feel each other in such a way that there's no need for jealousy or insecurity. It's an empathic connection. It's soul consciousness, okay? So it's empathic, it's telepathic. He's already saying that he's dreaming of you and he misses you. You guys meet in the astral every night, all right? You are not separated, even though physically, you know, you may be at this time. Your souls are very intertwined, and he feels you, you feel him. So you guys are meant to have a deeper love, a soul love and journey for a much longer period of this incarnation than this part where we've got to go through some heavy stuff. Like you guys do go through some heavy stuff, but once you evolve out of that, it's a different experience with each other. It's more 5D. It's not so 3D based anymore. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. Six of Gems, generosity, and that's energy, an equal exchange of energy under mutual spiritual awakening. Yes, you too, and your love for each other really ignites, inspires, and activates the other, but it goes more than just lovey-dovey. It's partly also through lessons and the way you trigger each other that you grow and you evolve and you expand into this. Under maturity, we have the Princess of Shells, the romantic. So you are going to receive a lot of emotional growth through this connection, as well as the masculine. And with the romantic, there is such a sweet energy between the two of you. It's probably the thing that will always bring you back together, is just this tenderness, this sweetness for each other. Under deep regret, we have the Six of Shells, which is joy. And this is talking about a reunion, reunitement after, you know, a period of separation. And I awaken, I mature, I grow up, I figure out what my issues are, why I do what I do here. And now we have the Hermit, introspection. This is beautiful. This is a very spiritual energy, and it comes out under the soul consciousness. So again, you are his greatest inspiration, and he is yours. And you cause him to feel deeper, to think bigger, to want to be a better person at some point, okay? This man is very, very complex and layered, but you are one of the very, very few that just gets him. And that is because of this beautiful soul contract, soulmate, twin flame, okay? That is why you get him like nobody else does. And I think you understand that, but it's gonna take him some time to understand what that really means. And he does come into that understanding through his spiritual awakening. All right, and now we have the Two of Wings, balance. Look at that. You both transform. This is beautiful. Mutual spiritual awakening and Two of Wings, balance. That's you guys right there. And also those two butterflies represent the soul consciousness, the telepathic energy, as well as the emotional, the empathic connection that you have with each other. Okay, this is a very special relationship right here, and you both are gonna figure it out. And it's interesting, like I feel like you guys are together, just the energy as I'm doing this reading, but I mean, it's like showing that we're separated here. So maybe some of you guys just got back together, or these struggles and lessons you're working through with each other, but there's a lot of distance between the two of you. Or again, it's, even though there's this physical separation, there is no separation emotionally and you know, energetically. You guys are very much one. I don't feel as though you guys are apart, okay? But everything that transpires on this journey is part of your contract, and you guys awaken each other, and through that process a lot of growth happens. Deep regret on his behalf, okay? And it brings you guys back together, and then this is where you are in this beautiful, soulful, deep, respectful energy for each other. So let's take a look at his emotions for you right now. at the time of this reading, what's going on with him in the emotional body. Distance and disconnection. So he is definitely feeling the separation, and he is realizing how special you are, twin flame recognition, and wanting you to forgive him for doing bad things, because he's learned. Wow, wow, wow. I don't feel like you guys are going to be separated for very long. If you're separated right now at the time of this reading, I don't feel like it's going to be much longer before you're back in union. Okay. Some of you maybe just got back together. Okay. Or you have been together this whole time, and it's just been like, because you could be with somebody and just feel like you guys aren't even together, right? Like it's just so much space and emptiness. And some of you, that could be how this plays out. But those of you separated, I don't feel like you're going to be separated much longer at all. He is really like figuring it out and like, damn, I effed up. I screwed this one up so bad. Ace of Gems. Would be the Ace of Pentacles with the distance and disconnection. I want to do whatever it takes to make this right, to get back into your world. I've been dreaming about you. It really affects me. Next is, oh yeah, the Sun, and that's coming out under this twin flame recognition. He is really awakening to you. And we have the Five of Gems, anxiety. That's under true forgiveness. He's afraid that whatever he did here, you may not be able to forgive that. Under this taboo things, Five of Roses, we have competition. So this could be where he just did a lot of things to intentionally provoke you and trigger you and try to make you jealous and insecure. Or he could have done some things to make you feel like you had to compete for his attention, because competition is coming out under taboo things. All right. And now under independence, we have the Fool and trust. I want you to believe in me. I want you to trust that I have changed, that I've grown. All right. So he is really wanting to reconcile. And I feel with that Sun coming out and the Ace of Pentacles, that this is a summer reconciliation. Okay. And if you guys are not separated, like you just got back together, or you've been going through some serious issues, and now he is awakening to you and what you are and wanting to do everything to make this up to you, but he's got some fear. Can they forgive me? Can they forgive me? Okay, so let's pull some advice. You are an angel of light. Before you I surrender past and future. All that matters is this moment. My heart is transformed every time you are near. Oh my gosh, what a perfect message. We're talking about these transformations through the whole reading, and this is him speaking to you. Okay, my heart is transformed every time you are near. You are so significant to his journey. Oh my goodness. Have you lost sight of what is really important? Remember a time when life was simpler and the world seemed like a giant playground just waiting to be explored. Perhaps it is time to rediscover that world together. Yes, reconciliation right there. Hot, hot fire reading. I love it. You guys are beautiful. You've done a lot of work, both of you, a lot of growth, a lot of maturing, and you either just got back together, you're working it out, or you guys are about to come into union over the summer months, because he is ready. He does not want to be separated any longer. All right, so those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello. So for this third masculine, this masculine is definitely one of a kind. This is somebody who is very driven, who wants to succeed, who wants to have nice things. All right. They really think of themselves quite highly. All right. Just look at the image on the key here, the design. This is somebody who wants to be in the spotlight, wants success, maybe even wants fame, doesn't want to be just another person in this world, okay? They really want to stand out, be known, be seen, be heard. They could be very social, where, you know, they know a lot of people. They like to be out and about, doing things, always very focused on building themselves financially in the career, or also could be very focused on like physical health and maintaining a very nice appearance. I'm feeling a lot of like Leo energy and Virgo energy with this masculine. So he could be a Leo, a Virgo, or like have a Leo, Virgo rising or moon, or strong energy of one of those in his chart, because he definitely I feel like his ego gets a little inflated at times, okay? Like sometimes he thinks he's more important than maybe he is. To the world at large, obviously to you and those who really care about him, he's everything. And so I think he kind of over exaggerates that, and it feels like the way those that are close to him and around him love him and see him is how like the whole world sees him, okay? He likes a lot of attention, very sensitive feelings though, okay? He can dish it out, but if you try to give it back, he gets his feelings hurt, okay? Very, very sensitive in the emotional body. But his energy is attractive and charismatic, and a lot of people like to be around him. He could, you know, be the center of the party. So let's pull a card and see what he feels like is the greatest strength of your connection, whether you guys are currently together or you are in separation. Intuition. Ooh, he likes the connection. The energy of intuition supports our ability to conceive the subtle language of the realms beyond the three-dimensional reality. So his connection with you really takes him to a different place. All right, spiritually and emotionally, he has a strong empathic connection with you, and he really values that. Like, that's one of the greatest strengths here. And he may or may not see it as an empathic connection. He would definitely describe you as a soulmate, regardless of the current status of this relationship. He knows that there's more to you guys, okay? He knows it, with this intuition being what he feels is the strongest part of this relationship and this connection. So this runs very, very deep. Now let's pull a card here and see which area of the relationship he may feel is troubled, or the greatest challenge that exists between the two of you at this time. I just want you to look at that for a second while I put the cards down. So this here being what he feels is the greatest weakness, is he believes that at times you really look at things through rose-colored glasses. Like, you may be incredibly optimistic, positive, believe in good, all of these things. And it's not to say that you're wrong at all in your vibe, but for him, sometimes, because, you know, he's very driven, he wants success, he sees you as not being very logical at times, and like kind of in fantasy land, when the truth is he could really benefit from your energy and your way of thinking. You feel more like in the vibes of things. You could even be spiritually gifted. All right. Your energy feels more flow. And his is like, you've got to work, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Like dots have to connect. There's a very logical step in front of the other to get something done. All right. That's how he operates. So at times, the way that you see and perceive the world, he almost maybe calls you a child, or grow up, or, take the rose colored glasses off. So I'm not saying that he is right in his assessment. I'm just letting you know from his perception, this is a weakness and incompatibility between the two of you, because he's very, material, physical, 3D driven. You are tapped into that fifth dimensional energy. You understand things flow, divine timing, energies needing to manifest. Like, you get that in a way that he does not. And so that could definitely cause conflict between the two of you guys at times. And he does see that as, one of the weaknesses here. But what's interesting is, it's like, in one aspect, it's your greatest strength, but in another aspect within him, it's your greatest weakness in the connection. It's crazy. Like, it's like, I love it, but at the same time, sometimes it's just too much for me. And it's because he's more 3D, you're more 5D. All right. So let's pull a heart message from him and see what's going on there. I write messages to you, I just can't seem to send them. So if you guys are in separation, he is trying to think of a way to bridge that gap, to build that gap, okay? If you guys are currently in union, there's some, like, he wants to communicate some things to you, but he doesn't know how. Like, his heart is activated and it feels like a newer energy. So you're kind of pulling him out of this 3D into 5D. And so if we're in union, that's where he's at. If we're separated, he really does write you messages. He wants to talk to you. He wants to build a bridge. He just doesn't know how to do that yet, or doesn't have the courage within to do so. Let's pull an ego to see where his blockage is. I'm selfishly motivated right now. I take advantage and I use people. You are not the only one I've done this to. All right, so this goes back to his 3D based energy, where he's really goal focused right now. Like, I want to build, I want success, I want achievement, I want money, I want luxury, I want material things, I want status, okay? That's where he is at. And so this beautiful soul connection, he really enjoys that and thrives in that. But he hasn't made the connection that what manifests in your life is more than just the physical effort. It's the thought, it's the emotion behind it. And he doesn't understand the way karma works, where I think you do. You really get that, and you try to tell him, you've tried to tell him, and he's like, oh, you're just being silly, you're being too naive, you're being gullible, you're this, you're that, you're the other. And you're like, no, I'm not. Like, get into the flow of life. And he doesn't know how. Like, he's just not quite there yet. But he's very drawn in to your light, and that does change him, and it's slowly making him see things and himself differently. All right, but he is very selfishly motivated. It goes back to, I want to be in the spotlight, I'm the center of attention. Very 3D based energy. So let's pull some more messages, and this could be further messages from him to you, or this could just be what Spirit is wanting to chime in and add to what's come out so far. So this is the first message, and just look at that beautiful artwork. And it says, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. And that's beautiful, manifesting miracles, because that's you. Okay, you believe in magic, you believe in miracles, you are very connected in to the energies of life, and you are activating him, you are awakening him, and there are miracles that will manifest in this connection. Okay, so let's see what the next message is, and just look at the artwork. And romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Ooh. So, if we are in separation, we are not in separation for very much longer. Okay, we're not. He's writing messages. He's trying to figure it out. Like, how do I fix this? How do I make it work? If we're currently in union, he's losing his battle with the 3D and being sucked into the 5D by his growing emotion for you. Okay, so let's pull some cards and take a look at your soul contract for this lifetime, like how things are meant to play out for the two of you, and what's going on here. I was going to cut, but I felt like, nope, do another shuffle. All right, Spirit. Love yourself. Incredible heartbreak. Mutual damage. Sacred love. Healing together. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. And true forgiveness is next. I put the cards too far over here, which left a space, and that just makes perfect sense. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Listen. Okay, so one of your lessons that you are learning through this connection with this masculine is how to love and honor yourself much, much more. Okay, and that could be manifesting in so many different ways. But part of this connection to this masculine for you is to awaken something within for personal empowerment, self-esteem, self-worth, understanding your value, really coming into a place of love, honor, and respect for self, because we have this incredible heartbreak that comes with this connection. So I know, you know, those of you in separation, the separation, what caused it, or just being apart, destroyed you. It destroyed you, okay? However, unbeknownst to you, it destroyed him too. Mutual damage, it destroyed him too, okay? And I feel for him, this is part of him going from that 3D into the 5D, seeing what he's done to you after this is what you've been for him. And then, damn, I did that. But that's what he has done to multiple people. You're just going to be the first time where it cuts him as it cuts you. And he didn't anticipate that. Okay, so he definitely is going to feel the same degree of pain, you know, but you both are different people, so you experience it in different ways. But this is what changes both of you, okay? Is this separation, this breakup that happens, okay? But then, what happens after this? We expand, we evolve. He expands more into the 5D energy, the 5D realm, which was meant to happen, okay? And you, I feel, become more empowered and emotionally strong. through this, which is what you needed to gain. All right. And then here's what comes. And this is coming very soon, is the realization and the recognition of the sacred love that the two of you share. Okay, that there's nothing else like you. I mean, soulmates, twin flames right there. And we come together and we're healing and we're both on the same page emotionally. Because remember, mutual damage and then healing together. And true forgiveness. On your side, his side, both sides, okay? So this is what you are going to evolve into. And the incredible heartbreak and craziness of the past is part of your soul contract. It was the catalyst that really expanded and activated both of you. You needing to be stronger emotionally and more empowered, knowing your worth. And him needing to shift out of the 3D into more of a 5D, more connection into his soul. And you guys have done that. Like, that's happened. It's been activated. And now you are on this trajectory of coming back into union, healing together, true forgiveness, sacred love. If we're still in union, this happened and it's been incredibly challenging and difficult for you guys to work through and move through this energy, but you're going to get there. You are going to get there, and you're going to only be stronger and closer for whatever this was. All right. So those of you in union, you weathered it out and you're going to evolve into this. And those of you in separation, this is what causes separation, the catalyst for activation, and you guys come back together. So let's pull some tarot. All right, well, yeah, look at that. This jumped out. The Six of Cups, Six of Shells. This is coming back together in union. Frustration, Seven of Gems, which would be the Seven of Pentacles, and Seven of Wings opposition, which would be the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Gems and the Seven of Wings come out under love yourself and incredible heartbreak. So you absolutely feel some sort of betrayal from this masculine, and you've got two sevens coming through. Seven is all about growth, and what comes after that is beautiful reward and flow of energy. So this masculine did hurt you, frustrated you deeply, cut you deeply, but remember, as deep as that knife went into you, as deep as it also went into him. He just didn't realize that as he was cutting, because you were the first time he actually felt it back. Okay, and that's changing him and that's growing him. Over healing together, look at that. Three of Wings, sorrow. That would be the Three of Swords. You guys are going to both heal a broken heart through this reconciliation. Under true forgiveness, Prince of Wings, the Challenger. I'm sorry. Let's talk about this. I take ownership. I take accountability for what's happened in the past. I'm a changed person. Okay, so you guys definitely coming back into union, and he's figured out a lot, and the knife cut him just as deep. All right, so let's pull some cards to see where he's at emotionally right now towards you at the time of this reading. I feel like it's pretty obvious, but we will still pull some cards and see what comes out. Karmic flame love. So he definitely was involved with a karmic, or you are with somebody right now, and that's like the way he sees it. Okay, so we got karmic flame love, disillusionment. Okay, If he got with somebody else or there was any sort of third party that separated you, ooh, he's figuring out how big a mistake that was. Greatest inspiration. And look, we already discussed this, like you guys, being this for each other. And here it actually comes out like you are one of his greatest inspirations. Okay. He will never forget you. Oh yeah. Look, forever changed. You are something very special to him. And then look at this karmic flame journey. He is either coming to terms and grips with a karmic that he's with, or you are currently with somebody else and he is waiting for that to end. All right. But man, he is realizing how badly he screwed up in the past, and nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you. And he is seeing that. Wow. I really feel for those of you in separation with that incredible heartbreak. He either cheated and went with somebody else, or he cheated and that caused you guys to break up, or you guys broke up for other reasons and then he got with somebody else and maybe just totally ghosted you, made you feel like you didn't mean a thing. And now he is singing a different tune. He has seen the light, okay? And he is like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? Or, wow, I lost something really special when, he lost you. So if he's with somebody else, or he has been, it's like he landed hard on the concrete and just is like, whoa, how did I get here? Neptune is retrograde as I'm doing this reading, and that is the great disillusionment, and he's there. And you are definitely standing out above all the others, okay? 100. And if you are currently with somebody, he's just waiting for that to dissolve before he, tries to come back in. Oh yeah, we've got the devil's seduction coming out under this karmic flame love. So I do feel for many of you, this was third party, or you guys broke up and he got with somebody else, something like that. And now it's all falling apart for him. King of Shells, the visionary. And look at under disillusionment. He is really waking up. Whoa. Under greatest, oh my gosh, look at Queen of Gems, Queen of Pentacles. So here he is waking up to you and how freaking precious you are. All right, the gem, the true prize, the one, his greatest inspiration, right there. Three of Wings, here's that sorrow again. I am freaking broken up because of what I have lost, forever changed by you. And look at Two of Shells, romance, this karmic issue for him totally dissolving, okay, because he wants his true love, and he's looking at you and he's seeing you as that true love energy of where he belongs, who he belongs with. And he had a very, very strong disillusionment with this karmic of his. So let's pull some advice. Yeah, he wants to get back to you. He sees you as where he belongs, no question. All right, we have everything happens for a reason, and even though the reason is sometimes unclear, I graciously accept all that transpires in the knowing that it unfolds through love in accordance with divine will of my soul. So that's just a confirmation from Spirit that all that's happened has been part of your soul contract. Next, you are a jewel. And look at the jewel, the gem right there. You are a jewel even though you may not see it. What you consider imperfection is an illusion. Even in darkness, you shine eternally bright. That is who you are. That is how he perceives you and sees you. You are very special to him, okay? And he is trying to make his way back to you. If he was in a karmic, he sees the light now. And again, the knife cut as deep in him as it did in you. And if you're currently with somebody, he's just kind of hanging out in the back, waiting for his moment, waiting for his opportunity to come in. All right. So he loves you. He is in deep regret for whatever he did to screw this up, and he wants you back. Like you're everything. The sun, moon, and stars here. His other half. Okay, we got a king and queen right here, and this is how he feels. He sees you as the one, and that he screwed up big time. So those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello. So, with this fourth masculine, this is a masculine who is very sensitive and emotional, okay? Very in tune with his emotional body, whether he wants to own up to that or not, all right? Gets his feelings hurt very, very easily. Also, he is more of a creative, artistic, talented. He is definitely talented in some sort of creative endeavor, or he's spiritually gifted. Okay, this masculine is the most feminine of the four energies. Okay, he's very in tune with his solar plexus, and he is deep. He is romantic. He is sensitive. He could be very traditional as well. Okay, I feel like he enjoys a very certain period of history. Like he's very interested and drawn into a certain period of history and explores it. But this guy, it's like love songs and poems and cards and flowers and deep expression within him, and he could be very moody at times, all right, which could be hard for you. And even if you are super feminine and tuned into your feminine energies, he is still more feminine than you are, all right, with his sensitivity. And sometimes I feel like that really frustrates you because he does want to take on the masculine role, but sometimes I think you feel as though you're the masculine, you're the one making the decisions, and I just think you desire more participation from him at times, all right? So let's pull a card here to see what he sees as one of the strongest aspects of your connection. Like, I feel he maybe gets pedicures, takes care of his skin, maybe even gets manicures, dresses, like his appearance, his style, very important to him, okay? Could maybe take longer getting ready than you. Okay, oh, union, the union with you, like the whole enchilada is precious to this guy. The energy of union activates our ability to unite our outer and inner aspects towards a state of wholeness, okay? So, he really feels your connection, and he loves it. He loves what you guys have together. You guys could be in union or you could be in separation. This is a general reading. So if we are in union right now, you are everything to him. The sun, moon, and stars, okay? If we're in separation, he really thinks about the union that you shared and hasn't been able to move beyond it yet, all right? So let's pull a card to see what he views as the, strongest challenge or greatest weakness within this connection. All right, so just take a look at that while I put the cards down. So with this, he perceives the connection as like wavering, not solid. So to me, that means that you guys maybe fight really bad, or when you have a fight, like things are said that are really low blows, and it could be like, okay, it's over, get your stuff, I'm out of here. Like, so when things get really bad between the two of you, he feels like the connection wavers. So when it's good, it's like the perfect connection for him. But when things get really bad and you guys are fighting and arguing, it's very hard for him to deal with that energy. And it could just be like a normal argument that two people would have. But because he is so sensitive, he takes it to the next level. Like, he feels things to the next extreme at times. So for him, it's like the connection isn't solid. It goes back and forth. And it's not to say that he doesn't always consistently have emotion for you, because he does. It's in his perception, the connection, the commitment wavers based upon whatever's happening at the time. So for him, he questions, do we have what it takes to weather all storms? Because we seem to fall apart pretty quickly through any storm. And that has a lot to do with his emotions. And like, I feel he needs to toughen up a bit and emotionally evolve somewhat. All right. He's a very beautiful, gentle, tender, romantic soul. But at times it can be overwhelming for you. And that's where he sees like wavering. And I do feel for you it's justified because of just how hard he is to deal with at times. And so he's really got to emotionally mature and toughen up a bit, okay? So let's pull a message from his heart space. I listen to your favorite songs when I'm really missing you. All right, so if we're in separation, I mean, that speaks volumes. We've already picked up on how sentimental he is, okay? So if we're in separation, he's still playing your guys' special song on repeat, or the type of music that you really enjoy, okay? If we're in union, he's just, this is just talking about how romantic and sentimental he is about you guys and your connection. My goodness. It's seriously, I really feel that even if you are a feminine, he is more feminine than you are, okay? So let's pull an ego card for him and see what his potential blockages are. I take more than I give. Okay, and this goes back to his emotional neediness and immaturity. All right, so boom, right there. Spirit just confirmed that this is his flaw. This is his block. He really needs to work on that. Okay, and so if we're in union, again, this is where he feels like you waver because you are stronger emotionally. And I feel like you're more of like, you have to kind of kiss his butt and make things right with him, even if it was his fault, just because of how sensitive he is. And so emotionally, he takes way more than he gives back. And that is what he truly needs to work on. And it is very frustrating and draining for you. All right, so let's pull a couple more messages. And this is either from his heart space to you or just additional information Spirit wants to bring in. All right. So here's the first message, and just look at the artwork. And it says, forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So there is some forgiveness that needs to transpire here. Maybe in you for him, maybe in him for you, or a combination of both. But right now, Spirit is saying it's time for forgiveness. The past is the past, and this truly is a very beautiful connection. He is just so sensitive. All right, so we have this, and it says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So, for you, when it comes to him and his sensitivity, it's not your responsibility to piece him back together and make him feel whole. And I do believe that he tries to project that upon you at times, okay? And he needs to learn how to be strong within himself, how to soothe himself, and how to not personalize things so much, or let things impact him so deeply in the emotional body, because I feel he could have a bad day and absorb all that energy and come home and then kind of like start a fight with you, or expect you to really coddle and soothe and what can I do for you. And at times I feel you're right there in that energy, but it's kind of excessive with him. So it drains you, it wears you out, it runs you dry. And so we do need some forgiveness. Okay, and he needs a better grip on reality about himself, and that his emotions aren't everything. Okay, so let's pull some cards to look at your soul contract for this life journey. Oh, there you go. Twin flame, true love, you're one right here. Him and all of his emotions. Oh, you guys. Oh. And now look at that. Loyalty. We've got twin flame journey, eternally yours, loyalty, support and encouragement, and emotional baggage. Okay. So he may have really been abused. Okay. He may have suffered a lot of trauma during his life journey up to the point before he met you. And that's partly why he has these emotional issues that he struggles with. Okay. And your love and your emotional strength is so empowering for him. 100%. You guys are definitely meant to be. There's no question. And this is a beautiful soul contract. It's not really bringing forth the various lessons or any of that, you know, that every relationship comes with. This is more focused on the journey, okay? Because you got journey, and in between soul, soul, soul. This is a beautiful love connection, a very honoring and supporting connection filled with loyalty, okay? Filled with focus. And I think he's just too emotional at times for you, and he needs to work on his emotional baggage. Okay, I'm more inclined to think that you are currently in union with this person rather than separated, but this is general. If you're separated, you guys are definitely going to be back together, no question. You are each other's true love. I mean, this is the fourth read, and this contract is the most beautiful out of the four. It's just, this is a pain and heavy and hard for you. I think as he emotionally heals, evolves, and matures through your connection, he's teaching you patience and empathy on a whole new level than you've ever had before. All right, so let's pull some tarot and go a bit deeper. This is beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, you guys are meant to be, no question. This is the most beautiful out of the four. Feels less complicated than the other four as well. That doesn't mean you guys will be without problems. It just means I feel you guys definitely, if there's any sort of separation, it's not long-lived. Four of Gems, possessiveness. Okay, so that's part of the problem here. Twin flame journey has possessiveness. He could be a bit insecure. You could be a bit insecure. It could go both ways, but there's definitely some possessiveness, some controlling, some insecurity. And now we have Five of Gems with anxiety, and that's coming out under this eternally yours. So the depth of his love for you may freak him out. It may freak you out how deeply you love him, okay? I do see some anxiety around how deep this connection runs. And Eight of Shells, we have sacrifice. So the Eight of Cups is all about walking away. So if we have a separation, it is very short-lived. It is very short-lived, okay? Five of Shells, disappointment. And Four of Roses, respect. Okay. Either there is a point where you consider walking away just because of how difficult it can be and taxing emotionally and mentally for you with him at times. You may have considered walking away, or you guys are in a separation, but it's very short-lived if you are. Maybe you just needed a little time out, okay? If things feel really overwhelming with him, take a small time out, not a breakup, but a time out. He just has to work through this emotional baggage and allow himself to evolve and grow in the emotional body. And he clearly went through some trauma, but you are such a beautiful, strong, stable, steady energy in his life. To lose you, like, he can't handle that. Like, he knows that he needs to, emotionally grow and be better than he is about stuff. Like, he could have a short temper. He could throw temper tantrums. I just feel like when he's not being this lower vibrational energy emotionally, being all sensitive and needy, he is amazing. He is your perfect fit, is how you feel. Like, he is romantic. He is charming. He is sensitive. He is deep. And he is like activating you to take you to a new place emotionally. All right. And he is definitely teaching you patience like you've never experienced before. But this is a good contract. You guys don't have a lot of crazy negative karmic energy that you're sorting through with each other. This is more of like a safe place to land for both of you, and there will be no greater love connection than the two of you. This is about like loyalty and honor and respect, which is the primary foundation of this relationship and connection. So this is a very beautiful contract. It's just the emotional baggage in him is the hardest part of all of this for both of you, okay? So let's pull some cards to see how he's feeling about you at the time of this reading. And this will give us more perspective as to what's happening right now. And look at what we have on the bottom. We had that eternally yours, and we had two cards jump out. So we have love yourself and twin flame love. Look at that. So he knows, because this is how he feels about you right now, okay? He knows that he's got to get it together emotionally. He's got to learn to love himself and be there for himself a bit more in order to be a proper partner for you, but he loves you. Like, you are above all others, because we have twin flame love, and through you and your love for him, he is learning to love himself. That is beautiful. Oh, look at that. You are awakening him. Oh, yeah. He feels you all the way in the soul. Oh, look at that. We got twin flame journey again. That didn't come out for anybody else. I'll tell you that right now. I think we got one twin flame recognition, which is a different card that didn't pop out for you. Okay. No, he knows you are the one for him. Okay, it's here. We got twin flame love, twin flame journey, soul consciousness, revelations. He knows he's got to get it together. He needs to grow up. He needs to stop being so soft and sensitive and woe is me. Life isn't that bad. You've made him realize that. You are like the light at the end of the tunnel. You've stirred him. You've awakened him. He feels you in his soul. There is no escaping you. Okay? No escaping you whatsoever. Like I said, if there's any sort of separation, it is temporary. It is so short-lived because of how deep this bond goes. Like, you guys are truly twin flames, okay? A very special soul contract, 26,000 earth years. That is this person for you, and you for him. No question in this reading. So let's pull some tarot and go a little deeper into this energy. But you guys are true love, and he's just got to grow up, and he knows it. He knows it. The star. Oh, you give him hope. Oh, you are the most important person he will ever know in this life journey. You just change everything for this man. Five of Shells, disappointment. So, you, like, every connection before you is this disappointment. And then he meets you, this twin flame. Two of Wings, and you bring him into balance. He sees you as his other half. He sees you as possessing all that he lacks, okay? And look at this. We've got the Hanged Man. His attitude is shifting and changing. That's under the soul consciousness. And Nine of Gems, independence. He realizes, I've got to become this. Okay, this is under the twin flame. To be the perfect fit for you, he's really got to become emotionally independent within himself and learn to love and honor and respect himself. Okay, he's just been through some things. He's either been through some things and it jacked him up, or he was very, very coddled as a child, and now, like, real world has hit him. And he's just got to grow up. He's got to figure it out. I feel more that he was hurt because we got that emotional baggage card. But he has a lot of hope for you guys in this connection. And he knows he's got to get it together. And he's got to be stronger within himself, more balanced within himself. He's getting that now. And he loves you. He loves you more than he has ever loved anybody. And that is the truth. And out of all four readings, this one, I'm sure, is like totally meant to be, is your true one. And for many of you, I don't even feel that you guys are in separation at this time. Okay? I don't. I feel like we are in union. Some of you could be. And if that's the case, it is so short-lived. All right. Let's pull some advice. You are who you are because of your history. All of it has helped you grow in love and wisdom Every experience has blessed you in some way. Embrace the past and forgive anything that needs forgiving. So this is like a dual message. This is what he needs to do overall in general about his past to get that energy out of your connection. And you need to forgive him for his neediness, for taking more than, he's given at times. Stop taking life so seriously. Achievements and possessions will pale into insignificance when your soul journeys back home to the light from which everything stems. Wow. You guys go deep with each other. You both activate and awaken this deeper understanding about life, the universe, our divinity, all of it. You, my beloved, are like a ray of golden sunshine. I breathe in your love, and all my concerns melt away, and all that is left is pure joy. Thank you, my beloved soulmate. And I got a little emotional reading that for you guys. This is his heart for you. Okay, this is what you bring him. He is forever changed by you and your love. You awaken him. You get into him more than anybody else. You are the only person that holds the key to this man's heart and soul. Okay? You will know him in a way nobody else in this world is going to know this man. You are his twin flame, okay? You have a special soul contract with him, and he is in love with you. There's no question. And if we're separated, he is like, oh my gosh, I gotta make this right. I gotta fix this. Okay? It's not for long because of you being so special to him. And he's so deep and emotional and sentimental. I mean, he's listening to your songs here because he misses you. Okay? Yeah. This man loves you, and you stand above all the rest, and you absolutely stand out, and he wants you to know that. Okay, and he knows I gotta get it together. I gotta emotionally mature here. He knows it's too much for you, and it's not fair to you. He does know that. Okay, but he definitely sees you as his one. He feels you in his soul. He's awakening right now to the work that he needs to do to be your man, all right? To be a true, strong man that loves you, honors you, respects you, and protects you, all right? So those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care.